Hello and welcome to another edition of ManCave. I'm joined this week by the ManCave team of Michael
Hello.
and Andy.
Hey,
Full squad this week. We're back to full strength. It's good to see the guys together as a team. So
Indeed.
as we are entertaining as duos, we're much better as
As a threesome,
trio.
you can say it. You can say it.
Oh no.
Yeah, we go. You had to go there. Had to.
Yeah.
So how you guys doing? You all right?
Yeah, not bad, thanks. Not bad. How
Yeah.
about you?
I'm all right. Up to much.
No, just reading a bit, watching a few. Caught another film that was nominated the Oscars. So got
What did you watch?
Lion.
Oh, right. So you've seen Line.
I have seen Lion. Yeah, yeah,
This all sets us up. We've got some homework, haven't we?
yeah. Indeed, yeah.
For the next week, we've got to try and get our at least the best film nominations watched.
Oh, then I failed miserably in that case. Then.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, we've got to get some watch because the BAFTAs are on Thursday. So
I'm gonna try and see Jackie.
Jackie's not in it.
What have you? It's not it. Oh, it's not the BAFTA.
It's BAFTA. We've
Is
broken
it not at the BAFTAs?
No,
Oh wow!
no.
I'm quite
There's some
surprised.
interesting ones. There's the British film as well. I Daniel Blake, which I really do want to see, and I think that's a really important film about what's going on with the economy at the moment, and so that's in there. Yeah, there's not. Jackie's not in there. Hacksaw Ridge isn't in there. Yeah, it's a short. I think it's a doable list. I
Yeah.
think we can do this. I mean, I think Moonlight's in there, but so it might be a problem.
The thing I don't get about Moonlight is that, at least from a UK perspective, is that it's nominated for the Oscars for the BAFTAs, but it doesn't come out till the 24th of February, till after all the awards have been on. So it's a bit.
Yeah.
And
I'm
really
surprised if they can get copies out to everybody. If it's not even on distribution, then But there you go. That's their problem to do. If they wanted to throw their hat into the Oscar arena, then that's up to them.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, we'll talk a little bit more about our BAFTA show that we're hopefully going to do next week. But let's kick it off. All right, Mike, what you got for us this week?
I've been delving back into the world of Marvel, comic book wise. I've been reading a title that I've been meaning to catch up on for a while, and considering Logan is coming out soon, I thought it was time to read The Death of Wolverine.
Here we go, up on screen now. Yes,
indeed, yeah.
What a powerful cover that is.
It isn't. No, it is indeed. Yeah, I need to just remind myself who is it that wrote it, because I know it's illustrated by Steve McNiven, who is one of my
Charles Soule, Steve
Charles Soule.
McNiven,
That's it. Yeah, yeah.
Jay Leaston, and Justin Ponser.
Yeah, I mean, one of the things which attracted me to it is that one of the tie-ins is illustrated by a friend of mine. Who's Italian, so I was his name doesn't come to my mind right now, but that was one of the things that drew me to it. And then Steve McNiven, who illustrated it, he is one of my favorite artists working at Marvel. He's illustrated Civil War, and I think also Nemesis, which is one of Mark Millar's titles. And anyway, fact is, The Death of Wolverine is actually it's a good example to discuss comic book deaths, really, because what you're doing with this title is killing off one of the most iconic characters in the Marvel universe. And spoiler alert, I don't think he's going to stay dead for that long, to be honest. But
does anyone?
No, exactly.
Does anyone in the comic book world really?
And I've got to be honest. The thing about while the plot itself is not that groundbreaking, I must say that the art is quite fantastic in this. I'll get through the premise first. The premise is Wolverine loses his healing factor, and and all of a sudden, all his enemies in the Marvel universe catch wind of this, and they all set out to look for him and to hunt him down. And so it's basically about, and also as it's pointed out, now that he's lost his healing factor, Reed Richards, after examining Logan, he says, you can't pop your claws out anymore because you can't heal from it. And also because Wolverine was alive and present when the bombs were dropped on Hiroshima and Nagasaki in Japan, his adamantium skeleton is actually radioactive. So without the healing factor, he's slowly dying.
Oh.
Yeah. So it's actually quite entertaining to see him trying to fend off all these enemies without using either his claws or his healing factor. And him being Wolverine, he manages to do a brilliant job without popping them anyway for a while. There's this brilliant panel very early on where Frank Simpson, aka Nuke, one of Wolverine's old nemesis, and also one of the villains that we saw pop up in Jessica Jones, the Netflix TV show. He arrives at a beach on an island where he thinks Logan is staying, and as he gets on the beach, he sees ninjas from the Hand, soldiers from AIM, soldiers from Hydra, all laying dead on the beach, basically, because they've tried to get to Wolverine and he's already disposed of all of them. So it's really awesome in that sense. It's fun though. There's some humor in it. You get to see at one point Wolverine pulling off a hipster look. He's got like in a suit and a beard and funky sunglasses. I think we have a picture of it, which goes down well with the ladies too. And there are cameos from from Wolverine's classic rogues gallery. So you have Sabretooth, you have Lady Deathstrike, you have Nuke, as already mentioned. And you also have a cameo from Wolverine's perennial foster, surrogate little sister character, who's Kitty Pryde, who also shows how diabolic phasing a power can be if combined with martial arts. And it's really cool also her fight with Deathstrike.
Love Kitty Pryde.
Yeah. Oh, she's brilliant. She's one of the best characters, I think, of the X-Men. And now that she's recently had some full-on martial arts training and all that, she's actually a really cool, like even deadlier character. Point is, I won't spoil any further saying how the death comes about and all that, but it tugs a bit the heartstrings, and if anything, the story is a good reminder of why Wolverine is one of the most popular and iconic superheroes out there. And while he's not, personally one of my favorite characters, you can't deny how bloody awesome he is. And I'm actually quite glad I read this in the run-up to Logan, which is coming out in a month's time.
Cool.
So, yeah.
That's really good. I didn't realise that Steve Niven had illustrated it, actually. So
yeah, exactly.
He's one of my favourites, so I think I'm going to
read.
Yeah.
Only in a month's time as well.
Mm. So how does it rate? I guess the comparison is Old Man Logan, isn't it? In terms of that's done by Steve McNiven as well, isn't it?
It is indeed. Yeah.
So how does it compare? Like, have you read Old Man Logan or not?
I've read Old Man Logan, and I was actually going to save it for a later podcast. We can talk about it now.
No. Leave it. Don't worry.
No, but
that's good if we can spread it out, because obviously it's coming up. We could do more features. If you actually look on the channel at the moment, we have a liked video section, and we've got both of the Logan trailers in there. So if anybody's watched on the channel, you can actually see the videos we liked, and it might put you onto a trailer that you haven't seen or something. So yeah, we've got that in there, and Logan comes up as one of the top ones. Yeah. Oh, well, that sounds really good. I love that artwork though.
Yeah, I know he's one of the best artists. I would read a Marvel graphic novel, more than any graphic novel, just because Steve McNiven illustrated it.
But he's one of these ones where the artwork is so painstakingly done and intricate that I think it's really hard for him to be able to do he wouldn't be able to do a long run on a comic book series, would he? It would just either kill him or I don't know. It wouldn't come out. It wouldn't come out often enough.
I know the detail. I mean, like, this is kind of, it looks kind of like, the kind of detail that you get with Japanese manga that they haven't got time to color in
anymore.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Do you know what he succeeds at doing it exceptionally well in this graphic novel? He manages to convey how painful it must be to have claws popping out of you, and it's very gruesome, the detail as well. And it's only, I think it's only right at the end that he decides to actually pop them out one last time for one last fight he has in him. So it's it's quite.
But they kind of show in the movies, like, I think one time, the first time it happens, like how much it hurts him to actually have these things come out of his hands.
I think I remember a quote from either the films or the comics. I'm not sure which. They kind of meshed together a bit, but where someone asks him, "Does it hurt every time they pop out?" And he goes, "Yes, every time."
Yeah.
Oh, badass.
Yeah.
Doesn't even wince at it. Brilliant. So that's cool. There's the death of Wolverine. There's going to be so much Wolverine. It's going to be a Wolverine-heavy year, I think. As we say, possibly goodbye to Hugh Jackman as that character winds down. I think they're going to. I'm hoping they're going to give him the send-off that we've all spoken about. The one that it deserves, because it has been a very good run for him.
I've got 2 words for you though: Ryan Reynolds. That's all I'll say.
Ryan Reynolds. Well, yeah, if he's not in even get a cameo in the new Deadpool, then it's a travesty. I think there'll be more cameos. I think that it's sort of like I think it's going to be like the Iron Man situation, where he's finished his run of Iron Man films, but now he's popping up in lots of other films. Yeah. I don't think. I think now that kind of Marvel is merging with all the major labels, the film companies which bought the rights, they realize that separate we can make this much money, but together we can make all this money. I think they're going to start crossing over a little bit more and allowing all that.
Yeah.
Brilliant. Okay, well, that's one to watch. Andy, you have something I'd say is something from the past. Excuse these images, they're not very great that I've got at the moment, but I will do my best to blow them up. Blow them up.
So the
oh my God, Andy, you look so different. Actually, improvement, but there you go. Oh. So anyway, we all wondered where Clint Howard went.
Yeah.
From the Ron Howard movies.
This isn't from the past. This is a brand new series on Netflix at the moment. So this is a new version of Lemony Snicket's series of unfortunate events, which is a new Netflix TV series. I've never read the books. Never watched.
You've seen the Jim Carrey film?
No, I thought it looked rubbish.
Okay.
So I never did. I judged a book by its cover there, and didn't delve into it. I thought it looked a bit odd.
It is. I think it's supposed to be, but
yeah. But odd in not a great way. I thought it looked a bit. I don't know. I just didn't like. I like Jim Carrey in some things, but then when he starts doing the dress up thing, and what's the other one, the Grinch and anything like that? No, I'm not going near it.
I thought the Grinch was anyway. Anyway, this is it.
So this is a new Netflix TV series, and from what I understand, there are 8 Lemony Snicket books, and this new series devotes 2 episodes for each book, and it's done 4 of the books, so 8 episodes in total for this new series. It's strange, it's quirky, it's different, and Neil Patrick Harris plays Count Olaf, who is he says that he is a relative of the 3 children that were in the previous picture there. And basically their parents have died in a house fire. And so he has said that basically he's gone to their solicitor and said that they should be living with him, and he's after their money, basically. So it's a series of unfortunate events where they are trying to get away from Count Olaf, and Count Olaf is relentlessly pursuing them to get hold of their fortune. Twist, the parents aren't. It's not really a twist because you find out in the first episode or something. The parents aren't really dead, so they are on a journey to try and get back to the children. And it's kind of done in the style of a Wes Anderson film. When I first saw the trailer for it, I thought, oh, Wes Anderson's done a Netflix TV series. That looks really interesting. And no, it's got nothing to do with him whatsoever, but it's this style of elaborate sets, beautiful gardens and mazes done intricately and perfectly. It really is gorgeous to look at. There's an episode that I watched the other day, which takes place in a kind of reptile conservatory at the back of someone's house, which is huge, and you can see so much detail going on. And all of a sudden, just I sat there with my wife watching it, going, "Oh my God, there's a snake wrapped around that pillar!" Like, in the background. Like, it's such small detail for a TV series. Really, really clever. The acting's fantastic. Neil Patrick Harris is something to behold in this. He is spectacular. Really, really good and varied performances. It's quite an interesting thing for him to do. So playing Count Olaf he's quite weird and nasty and cruel. He's a murderer as well, and threatens the children with physical violence. This is a children's story, but at the same time, it's kind of done in a what you call it, the German folk tales. Hansel and Gretel, that kind of, Brothers Grimm. It's done in that kind of dark, macabre kind of way. It's really, really good in the way that it's not nice, but he'll slap the boy or something like that, and that's just part of the cruelty of him as part of his character. And that's the sort of thing that essentially you can do on Netflix, but you can't do on normal American television. And so it's bringing this new variety to it. And like I said, it's an interesting part for Neil Patrick Harris to play, because he's got all of these different costumes and disguises that Count Olaf uses to try and get into being able to see the children again. It's very creepy. It's very well done. It does drag a little bit. Sometimes it's a little bit slow, and you sort of wonder where the plot's kind of going, but that doesn't really matter because it's quite funny, and the acting's good. The child actors are very, very good.
I was going to say about the child actors, because these are the two here I can see on this screen. Let's see if I've got it here.
Yeah.
The similarity. Sorry, I might have to click off you for a second.
We can see it.
The similarity I see. What's happened there? All right. Sorry, I've gone into something on Windows which I don't want to go into. I'm trying to say. I'm trying to say.
On the live stream.
I know. Hey, it's live, everybody. Is that the actress that they've chosen for this looks exactly like Emily Browning, who was in the original film.
Oh.
Well, very like. I mean, look at her. I mean, Emily Browning's now been in Legend and things like that. I mean,
I don't know. I haven't read.
It's exactly the same.
I haven't read the original books.
Well, the original film,
which have got illustrations on them, so that might have something to do with it. It's
a very gothic style. It's kind of like almost. I think it's trying to be a Burton film. The original film, it had that.
Right.
Had to it.
Bit of an ignorant question. Who is Lemony Snicket from the
So
title?
Lemony Snicket is a nom de plus of I can't remember the actual author's name. So he is writing as Lemony Snicket, describing the events.
The narrator.
Yeah, the narrator, and the guy who, sorry, in the suit a couple of images ago, he is he's playing Lemony Snicket, and every now and again he will interrupt the narrative and explain what's going on, and basically, you know,
provide context.
Provide context. It's a little bit quirky. It's a little bit weird, and his deadpan manner is very, very amusing.
Yeah, because that was Jude Law in the movie that did that before. Very British voice over the top.
Yeah, no, this is very American and which I like, and I like the Americana of it. It's very very good.
But you haven't seen the Jim Carrey one, did you say?
Yeah.
Shame. I would have asked you who's the better Count Olaf, Jim Carrey or Neil Patrick Harris.
I think that if you are into this, I think that maybe it's worth a look. I mean, it does drag a bit. It's a bit silly, but I think it was definitely, I think it was a bit too out there to compete with other books to film categories like Harry Potter at the time and stuff, which is what everybody seemed to be making movies to compete with, and so it was judged by that. But I've actually watched it since, and there is some just odd but very entertaining parts. I mean, Meryl Streep and Billy Connolly was in this film. I'm like, could you ever? Jim Carrey, Meryl Streep, Billy Connolly. Yeah, I wouldn't put all that together.
They didn't manage to finish the story in the film, did they? Because they were expecting to have a sequel. From what I understand.
Yeah, they didn't. It was kind of a Golden Compass situation where
they pulled the Golden Compass.
It's about what?
At least they didn't pull a Narnia where they're like, no, people will turn up to this. We're going to carry on. We're like, no.
Now, Michael, those films made a lot of money actually.
They did.
And it's so weird that they didn't ever actually carry on making them in a way. They did quite well, actually.
I think with the Dawn trailer, they were just taking it too far.
I think like the Dawn
Caspian was okay. The Dawn trailer, I didn't enjoy it. Too much.
But they changed studios halfway out. That was the main problem with those films. I think the first were done by Disney, and then they didn't want to carry on all the rights to someone else, and then they didn't want to carry on. So that's the main reason, not because they're like there isn't an audience.
Yeah, it is an odd one. But yes, it's studios and some production companies mucking around.
So Andy, what can we watch this on?
Netflix,
excellent.
Yeah, it seems to be a new series every single day. Yeah, that's at least how it feels. I go on there and there's at least two.
I'm thinking we're getting a lot from our on-demand services at the moment.
Yeah, they have invested so much money in original content.
If I hear one more person saying, "Oh, Netflix is shit," but there's nothing on there, I'm gonna laugh in their face.
Well, that is what I used to think, and it's gone totally in the other direction. There's so much to watch on it, so much good stuff.
That's the thing.
Yeah,
there's some good stuff on Amazon, but I wouldn't say there's as much as Netflix.
No, Amazon's sort of the one that you end up having just
by default.
And now TV, I'm getting crosser and crosser with, actually, to be honest.
Are you?
Yeah, I can see that.
I need now TV for HBO. That's it. Yeah.
Well, HBO is Sky Atlantic, isn't it?
Yeah, no, but I don't want to get Sky.
No, I mean, I've got it. I want to get rid of it. I'm just going to buy a Digibox, because you can buy like a FreeSat Plus box and get everything that Sky do. But then I need the Plus services, because now and again, I don't know why I need the Plus services. I think it's for home and away. It's not for me. But I can watch everything on demand that I want. But I think it's this Plus services. So, but yeah, okay, well, we'll watch out for that one. That's another one to add to this. It's a good job there's three of us, because honestly, if we had to watch all of this new stuff, like if it was just one of us trying to watch all this new stuff, we just wouldn't be able to do it.
It's called being unemployed, I think, isn't it? Like,
being unemployed, yes. Well, being a YouTuber.
Yeah.
I said it, guys. I said it. A YouTuber.
Isn't it
Not a real job.
odd, though, that we live... So, I don't know about you, but isn't it odd that now we live in a world where we watch so much TV, but if somebody says, did you see this, like, catch this show on TV last night, something like that,
Yeah.
I've no idea what's showing on regular TV.
I kind of miss that a little bit, though. I mean, you get the big shows like Game of Thrones, but I do. I mean, I finished watching Silent Witness, which was the final episode of series 20, and I've over the last 2 years, I've never watched it before until the last 2 years. So I watched the last 2 seasons, and I really enjoyed this finale. I thought it was massive. It was in Mexico, and it was like a big kind of suspense-filled one. And I went in the office and said, anybody watch Silent Witness last night? It was really good. Like, yeah, I watched that. No one else. Like, everyone, no. I watched something on Netflix. So I caught up on this on Sky, or everybody's watching other things, and it's like, oh, you should check that out. You know, it's very good, and it's just everybody's just got to recommend, rather than watch as a collective.
Probably the only one is Game of Thrones, isn't it? That people, sort of that
people
you have to watch that night, or everyone
gets spoiled.
Will spoil it for
I'd
you.
say The Walking Dead too.
Yeah.
Well, at least.
Yeah, maybe. The Walking Dead. I've kind of I've only watched 2 episodes of the new series of Walking Dead, and nothing's been spoiled for me.
Yeah, I got very depressed by the latest series, so give up on it.
You're right, Liam. I mean, there is that kind of, like, how can I say, communal watching kind of experience, which is missed a bit sometimes. And I agree with you, except then when that question gets asked in my office, what did you watch last night? And they say, oh, I'm a celebrity, and Celebrity Big Brother, and that's when I'm like, no, I'm good with on demand. Yeah.
But isn't it weird that those shows are the ones that you don't watch on demand? It's almost like reality TV has to be watched live because you don't want to be the last to know about something that happens. I think that's the way that people are into that type of TV. They feel as if that's they have to watch it live. But yeah, I don't know.
But I really don't need to know who won I'm a Celebrity or a Celebrity.
I don't need to know. I know on X Factor. I don't need to catch up on any of that. So
have you guys watched Taboo? The new
Yes. I'm not up to. I got Saturdays to watch.
I've only watched 2 episodes of it, but
okay, well,
so I'm
3 episodes
behind.
In.
But I mean, I just really quickly, but I think that's really, really good.
I know. ManCave did a review of it. It was very good.
Oh, I missed that.
Thanks, Andy.
Fuck off, Andy.
Yeah. Yeah, well, there you go. So, on that bombshell.
just gonna get his foot here. Oh.
Yeah. Enjoy that foot, my man. So get some toe jam in there. Right. Next one. Okay, I am going to review a film. I've seen a film.
I've seen a film.
That film is A Monster Calls.
Oh, A Monster Calls. Tell us about this film, Liam. Do tell.
Right, A Monster Calls. Well, basic premise. Starts a British lad, and he seems to he seems to be in a bad way. He seems to be at school, very distracted, not really fitting in. Get this feeling that he's in a bad way, bless him, and then you find out that his mum, played by Felicity Jones, actually has terminal cancer. And this is why, it's all very, it's almost like the film, it's got a very grey feeling, and you think, oh, this is going to be a heartstring puller, immediately. This is kind of like, the thing is that there's an interesting area of it where the boy one night is drawing, he's a very good artist, and he's drawing pictures and stuff like that. His mum's getting sicker, and he doesn't really know how to cope, doesn't really know what he should be doing and everything. And then all of a sudden, the lone tree that stands on a hill outside his bedroom window starts to come alive and come to life, and starts walking towards him as this most massive CGI monster, almost like a tree beard character out of it. And he starts walking towards him, big scary monster, and he's got the voice of Liam Neeson.
Which helps.
Which helps. And he says to the boy that I'm going to you called me for help, so I'm going to help you, and I'm going to help you, but I'm going to tell you 3 stories, and then at the end of the end of those stories, because he's got a monster called at the end of those stories, you're going to tell me one. So it goes on. So it is. I suppose it's a coping mechanism story. It's like, how people deal with death. There's lessons to be learned in it and stuff. I thought that it was a good film. It was. I wouldn't say it was a bit of a heavy topic to call it a family film, even though I think it's actually directed at being a family film. Lewis McDougall, which plays Connor in it, I think is absolutely brilliant. I mean, for child actors go, I think he's definitely one to watch. He's got a lot of pain. You really kind of like felt for him, and he portrayed it well. He was he was a kid that didn't really know what to do. He was only about I don't know, 13 in the movie, and it was very good. Felicity Jones didn't really play much of a role in it. It's mainly about the kid. She did being ill very well. I thought that she
did being ill very well.
I mean, you were quite believable that you're gonna. Yeah. I mean, she was extremely thin in it, and I was just like, well, is this? When did she shoot Star Wars? Because I thought she was supposed to bulk up, but and also
she needs to die though.
No, I know, but she. I thought she was cast. She looked too young. She looked far too young to be this 13-year-old's mum, and so I was like, I'm not too sure about that. Very strangely, the other person that pops up in it as grandma is Sigourney Weaver, which very strange cast. I know. Never thought that she would kind of come about, and she kind of comes in with almost an English accent as well. And she plays the grandmother. I think she plays a more dramatic role than I've seen her previously, which is nice because she's got the coping mechanisms, and she's kind of like, how are they going to cope? Because once when the mother, if she doesn't get better, then he's got to stay with the grandmother. So it's all very touchy and very emotional and everything, but I thought it was done quite well. I'm not really sure who it's aimed at as a film. It's definitely not aimed as kids, even though it's got this big kind of like tree beard character. It's got some lovely animation when they tell the stories as well. You'll probably like the graphics from it. It was a very strange art form. I can't really describe it. It was almost like the artwork in the Harry Potter films when they're talking the story of the Three Hallows, or the Deathly Hallows.
Oh yeah, I know.
It's not quite there, but it is similar. It's kind of like fairy tale type stuff.
Okay.
And each one of those tales kind of comes with a moral to learn by. But yeah, it was an okay film. I'd probably, out of 5, I'd probably give it a 3. I'd say it's not a bad film. I wouldn't say it's a particular film you need to run out and watch. But if you've got a Sunday afternoon or something, once you're sticking it on, that's fine, but be prepared for being a bit of a choker, because I think it is a sad film. It really does, and I think a testament to the writing and the acting in it. If you actually what's going to happen from the start, but you still aren't prepared for it at the end, which is quite good.
It's been a bit of a critical hit, this one, hasn't it? I thought for a lot of critics. So That's just what I'd heard. Like
the visuals are great in it though. The visuals, I mean, the visual of the actual tree. You know, he's a monster and things, and all the special effects of the, you know, every time he just, you know, every time he comes about, there's chaos ensues, you know, everywhere. He, you know, sits on houses and all sorts. And then of course you've got like his own dream sequences as well. Ground falls away. It looks good. I mean, there's been some money spent on it. I think it was a very beloved book. It feels like a book adaptation. It feels like, well, this is there's some good source material here. But like I said, I'm not too sure. I'm not too sure what it's a drama. It's a fantasy drama, but you know, I'm not too sure what the market is, because I'm not too sure whether I'd take my kids to see it. I think it'd be a bit too harsh for them.
I mean, provided I haven't seen the film, so you know, I can't say for sure this, but it seems like from what you're telling us is it's doing something which I admire a lot in some of these, like you said, so what are supposed to be family friendly or child friendly films or stories, is that yes, it is a family, it is aimed at children and their parents, but it doesn't sugarcoat it. You know, it does deliver a story where you're like, which I kind of respect when people say, you know what, it's a kid's story, but guess what, death is something that does, you know, it's something that you're gonna have to confront in your life at some point, and we're going to present it to you in a way which is maybe, you know, it's not sugar-coated, but it's palatable to some extent. I don't know if you ever watched when you were little, The Animals of Farthing Wood. One thing that I really appreciate about that cartoon, and I think I will show it to my son one day, is that that despite being clearly a cartoon for children about animals, it's all animals living together, going off on an adventure, some of these animals would die along the way. And they did not mince their words about it. But not for 1 second did my mother ever go, oh, wait, no, this is unsuitable. She'd just be like, you'd cry about when the characters would die, but then you're like, well, son, this is what happens sometimes. Things like that. But, you know, there's you know, you need to carry on and strive on.
Yeah, I think you have got a good point. I mean, some of the most memorable childhood family movies I watched, like with had sad endings, like Watership Down and
Watership Down. That is brutal, isn't it?
I mean, Watership Down, E.T. E.T. was a you know, and it didn't have happy sugar-coated endings where everybody like dances off to Pharrell Williams, you know, hey, you know, there's the end of my film, hey. It was like, you know, Jesus, what the hell have I been? Dark Crystal. I mean, you know, I mean, these are shockingly bad, and like I said, this. I think they should have cut. Well, this is probably. I'm hoping this is not a spoiler, but I think they should have cut it earlier at the end to just make it better. I think they attempted to do that, but it is a very harsh subject, and you're right. I think that, you know, that these films should exist, and they shouldn't sugarcoat it. And this does probably teach young adults, or shows a young adult, like, you know, a teenage boy, you know, this is hard. You know, you haven't just lost your iPhone. This is hard. This is going on. You know, Mum, I want a new £400 iPhone. Well, look at this kid. He doesn't give a shit about his iPhone. Well, you know, his mum's dying. You know, let's wake up a little bit. So I do like that. But like I said, it was just, I think the marketing was a little bit skew. And I hate that when they get the wrong message in the marketing, when they get the wrong message in the trailer, and what they do is they try and make it like, it's a fantasy film, come watch it, and all this one. And it's like, it's not a fantasy film about death. And you know, that's the part, you know, it's a death, and how this young lad copes with it, and their family copes with it. And I think they shouldn't shield that. They should, like, you know, I don't like the mixed messaging. But,
well, in those cases, you don't quite know who to be pissed off with. You don't know whether you're like, right, am I upset with the film because the trailer, I was sold a different product, you know, in the trailer, and I did not get what I was expecting, so it's the film that should, you know, that should be punished for this? Or should it be the other way around, where you're like, this is a great film, you know, this is actually a really good film, and they did an appalling job at selling it in the trailer. But sometimes it's difficult to do that, you know. It's not.
It is, yeah. I mean, I think it's mixed match, but yeah, like I said, it's just. I don't know. It's only my perception of it anyway. It's just kind of like, you know, you do expect something out. One film, you expect something else. I mean, I've already seen a film this week which deals with, you know, serious death, and they tackle it a totally different way. You know, I thought that this one is this a family film? Everything seems to suggest it's supposed to be a family film, and it just doesn't. It's not. It's not. I don't think it is. So yeah, I'm not too sure. Well, anyway, as we rattle through these, I just wanted to actually make people aware that the PS Plus game list. So if you've got a PlayStation and a PS Plus account, that means you too. And have a look at the PS Plus games on offer in February. Little Big Planet 3.
Oh, hey!
I know. We've got some couch co-op, so we can. Right, that's wives or girlfriends. We'll be able to play a bit of couch co-op on the Little Big Planet 3 for free. That gets released, I think, next Wednesday. Also, Not a Hero, which is I think that's quite a good game. I haven't tried that one out. On PS3 and Vita, we've got Star Wii, Anna Extended Edition, Ninja Senki, and Torque L. All of those with cross-buy with PS4, which means that you get them and you can play them on PS4. So that's quite good. So they play on PS3, Vita, and cross-play.
You know what? With that just go back to Little Big Planet. That is playing, you know, multiplayer on one screen is something that I miss so much.
Yeah, none of that split screen stuff, is it?
Yeah, you know, what was wrong with it, and why can't you do it anymore? Or you don't seem to be able to. Star Wars Battlefront can't do it.
No.
Don't know about Titanfall. Haven't tried. Well, you can, but not online. I don't. No, not that I was able to find.
Okay, I think the new mode you might be able to. That new mode they added.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we could test it out, but I think there's a online co-op. You can play like the Walker Assault, I think. But yeah, I know what you mean. I mean, we play Lego games. Like my wife, you know, she wants to play these games. Lego games seems to be the only games that we can play.
Yeah. Kind
of some couch co-op going on. But yeah, that's a good one. And yeah, I enjoy couch. I want online co-op.
Yeah.
That's what I want.
Yeah.
Online co-op.
Online co-op. There's a Transformers game that's up to 3-player online co-op.
Is it?
There is. I think it was the War for Cybertron or something, or the Fall of Cybertron.
It's a brilliant one where it's not co-op. You're fighting each other, but it's still all on one screen, which I love. But it's not. But it's Nintendo. It's Smash Bros.
Yeah, Super Smash Bros.
Smash Bros is brilliant. Yeah.
Smash Bros. They got that at the Games Lounge in Ipswich, where you can play it on a 60-inch TV, and you'll grab a controller and you'll play Smash Bros.
That is cool.
That's pretty good. But yeah, we're doing quite well with the Titanfall. But I don't know. I'm a bit bored now. All getting a bit samey.
Yeah, after a while.
So I'm happy to just, you know, keep momentum going and playing with new maps and stuff like that. But I think Destiny, guys. I think we're ready for Destiny. I think we're ready for our big RPG Destiny squad.
Well, it has apparently got better, hasn't it?
Yeah, it has. They've got it right now, but the thing is, it's too late. So they've got to take all the stuff that they learned from the last couple of years of development and all the millions of dollars that they've spent on it, and actually just put that into a fresh game, which they've been doing. I think it's going to be a very interesting game.
Sorry, you probably just answered it, and I didn't realize. What's your next game you think you're going to get?
I think I'm going to go, what's the Zero Dawn? Horizon Zero Dawn.
Okay.
Which is...
kind of a split between... I'm not sure whether to go for it or not. Resident Evil 7, which I've been watching a bit online, which looks really impressive in terms of graphics and stuff. But I don't know if I really want to play a first-person Resident Evil game. And like it just looks a bit...
But it's such an Andrew Palmer game to get.
I know, but I'm a bit lethargic about that series. So it'd be good to see if it's picked it up in a good way. And and the other one is a name that completely escapes me. You know what? Come back to me in a second. I'll look it up.
Yeah, because they're Resident Evil. They've got a midnight release down here at the Games Lounge, and they've got it on HTC Vive, so they got it on VR as well.
Yeah, no, that's
Resident Evil in VR. Ooh.
Somebody posted on the PlayStation group on Facebook. They just posted a picture of the headset with Resident Evil next to it, and I'm just saying, "Wish me good luck." And everyone was like, "Oh my god!"
Yeah, apparently you've got to be insane to play that with a headset. It's called the other game that I was thinking of was called For Honor. Have you heard of?
Oh yeah, I have heard of it. Yeah.
Okay.
It's kind of a little bit like Shogun. No, not Shogun. Yeah, whatever. It's like a battle game where you play either as a samurai.
Dynasty Warriors?
Like Dynasty Warriors, kind of like Dynasty Warriors.
Oh,
you play as either a samurai, a knight, or a Viking.
Oh wow, that actually sounds pretty good.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
It's kind of a
This is RPG type stuff, or is it like is it a hack and slash?
I don't think so. I think it's a bit more objectives to get to. Maybe there's a campaign mode as well with a story to it, but yeah, it's that kind of thing. Not more like Battlefront, I'd say.
Got it. Yeah.
Okay.
I think I'm going to go for The Last Guardian.
That's a good shout.
Yeah.
Right. That's on offer.
My plot driven. It came out mid-December. I like my plot driven stories, and I've heard excellent stuff about that from that point of view, and also from AI point of view in terms of Trico, the character.
Yeah.
They said it's something to behold. So I'm waiting for the price to go down on that before I do it. Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's. I saw an offer today for it.
And you didn't get it for me?
I didn't get it for you. I didn't know you wanted it. So I don't know. I'm kind of. I don't know. I wasn't really following the series. I think I missed out on Shadows of the Colossus and stuff.
Shadows of the Colossus is great. Diablo 3, I do want to get one day, but I'm waiting for it to kind of go.
Oh God, Diablo! Do you know the new one's coming out? That will be coming out soon.
Cool.
The game's like 3 years old, isn't it? No, 4 years old.
Doesn't matter.
No. Game's a game. I'll play Doom.
For the new Doom.
I play Monkey Island 1. How's that?
Monkey Island 1.
Mind you, Andy, it probably to Liam, it's a bit like for us hearing someone say, "You know what? I'm really looking forward to watching the Avengers film. I really can't wait."
Yeah, that'd be it. Oh wow! Yeah, the Avengers film, man. Yeah, I've heard about that. In the there you go. It's £22.80.
Really?
Shop 2 at the moment. I've just put it in the chat window.
I'd want it to go down to below 15 quid for me before I get that.
What you mean, like No Man's Sky?
Yeah. Bargain bin at Morrison's.
Bargain bin at Morrison's.
Wow, that's how much you want to play.
Wow, that says a lot for the development team.
And the
game that's been in development for 15 years.
Why not wait another 5?
That's what they get, Time's money.
Forget, man.
Time is money.
Time is money.
You're right, indeed it is. Okay.
Yeah, they say that in that game. It's like that you can see that is a PS. They've done a good job on it, but you can see there's PS2. It's on top of a PS2 platform, which is what it is. It's where they started that game.
It's a shame, but
it is. But
I don't know what happened there in the development. They just couldn't get it right or something. It just dragged and dragged.
Don't underestimate the power of procrastination. I've seen it in every single office. I'm sure it happens at games.
Absolutely, all projects have their problems.
It's just I don't understand how it skipped an entire console generation, and
that was a long fucking generation.
Sony didn't just go, no, you're not doing this game anymore. We're taking it away from you and giving it to them. It's not yours anymore. No.
Yeah.
I was going to say we've got
digress.
some playlists. If you see our videos now, please look at this down here. If I can actually, that's about where my finger is. Down there, there is now an icon down there. Yes, that's it. It's down right down there, and the icon is to get straight onto our channel, to our subscribe button. That's cool. We've got our little logo down there as well. Also, we've got our liked videos down the bottom, and also we've started a playlist called ManCave Plays. So ManCave Plays, and we've got some Titanfall videos on there, and we'll probably do. I want to do some playthroughs. I was seriously thinking of doing a game playthrough. You know, just like a couple of hours and then get through a whole game.
You said ManCave Plays. I imagine the three of us on the stage somewhere.
ManCave Plays. ManCave Plays, yes. What is this light I see before me?
To a Summer's Day?
The slings and arrows. ManCave Plays, yeah. So we've got that news section, and we've maybe top some up. You guys need to we need a meeting. You guys need to log in so you can put content up yourself from your PlayStations and stuff like that when you're doing stuff. So we'll do all that, and that was episode 18. Thank you very much for joining us. Thank you, Mike and Andy, as usual. Lovely speaking to you, and we're going to do it all again next week.
Yay!
For the BAFTA nominations special, BAFTA predictions. Yeah, that's what we're going to be doing. Cool. All right, then we'll take it easy, and speak to you next week. Goodbye now.
Bye. Night.